44th President of the United States of America, Barack H. Obama.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today, we continue a never-ending journey to bridge the meaning of those words with the realities of our time. This generation of Americans has been tested by crises that steeled our resolve and proved our resilience. The decade of war is now ending. We must make the hard choices to reduce the cost of health care and the size of our deficit. But we reject the belief that America must choose between caring for the generation that built this country and investing in the generation that will build its future. Our journey is not complete until our gay brothers and sisters are treated like anyone else under the law. For if we are truly created equal, then surely the love we commit to one another must be equal as well. With common effort and common purpose, with passion and dedication, let us answer the call of history and carry into an uncertain future that precious light of freedom. Thank you, God bless you, and may He forever bless these United States of America.
Barack Obama, born August 4th, 1961, in Hawaii, is an American politician who served as the 44th President of the United States from 2009 to 2017. He's a member of the Democratic Party. He was the first African American to be elected to the presidency and previously served as a United States Senator from Illinois. He went to Harvard Law School and is married to Michelle Obama with two daughters, Malia and Sasha. Parents: Anne, a white American from Kansas, and Barack Obama Sr., a black Kenyan studying in the United States. His father left the family when he was just 2 years old. After his parents divorced, Obama's mother, another foreign student, found another foreign student at the University of Hawaii, Lolo Sorrento of Indonesia. From age 6 through 10, Obama lived with his mother and stepfather in Indonesia, where he attended Catholic and Muslim schools. He later tells how living in a multicultural place just bettered him as a person, and he didn't mind. Concerned for his education, Obama's mother sent him back to Hawaii to live with her parents and to attend Hawaii's prestigious school from 5th grade through graduation. He wasn't the best student in high school, although he did get good grades and was on the varsity basketball team. He tells how he started doing many different types of drugs during that time, and it was a low point in his life. As for religion, his mother and grandparents were non-believers, he said, so he grew up with little to no religion in his life. He was a black child with no father around. His mother was rare, and his only role model was his grandmother, and she was white, so he couldn't really relate to her, he said, and the struggles he went through. Obama then left Hawaii for college, enrolling first at Occidental College in Los Angeles for his freshman and sophomore years, and then at Columbia University in New York City. He read deeply and widely about political and international affairs. Graduating from Columbia, as he took on a small job, he realized he needed to go back to school. So in 1988, enrolled at Harvard Law School and later won the election as president of prestigious Harvard Law Review for the academic year, which gave him a lot of popularity and really got him noticed. In 1996, he is elected to Illinois Senate, which is controlled by Republicans, which would eventually turn into his announcement of running for president in 2007. In June, he becomes the Democratic Party's nominee. In November, he defeats Republican presidential nominee John McCain to become the first African American president of the United States of America and the 44th president of the country. In 2009, Obama is inaugurated in January. In his first 100 days of office, he expands health care insurance for children and provides legal protection for women seeking equal pay. He gets Congress to pay a $787 billion stimulus bill to promote short-term economic growth, and he also cuts taxes for working families, small businesses, and first-time home buyers. He loses the ban of embryonic stem cell research and improves relations with Europe, China, Cuba, and Venezuela. The president is awarded the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts. 2012, Obama began running for his second term, and in November he wins with nearly 5 million more votes than his Republican counterpart. 2007, Obama delivers his farewell address in January in Chicago. Obama's first-term actions addressed the global financial crisis and included a major stimulus package, a partial extension of the Bush tax cuts, legislation to reform healthcare, a major financial regulation reform bill, and the end of major U.S. military presence in Iraq. Obama also appointed Supreme Court Justices Ellen and Sonia, the latter of whom become the first Hispanic American on the Supreme Court. Democrats controlled both houses of Congress until Republicans won majority in the House of Representatives in the 2010 elections. The following elections, Obama and congressional Republicans engaged in a protracted standoff over government spending levels and the debt ceiling. The Obama administration's policy against terrorism downplayed Bush's counterinsurgency model, expanding airstrikes and making extensive use of special forces and encouraging greater reliance on post-government militaries. The Obama administration orchestrated the military operation that resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden in 2011. In his second term, Obama took steps to combat climate change, signing a major international climate agreement and an executive order to limit carbon emissions. Obama also presided over the implementation of the Affordable Care Act and other legislation passed in his first term, and he negotiated rapprochements with Iran and Cuba. The number of American soldiers in Afghanistan fell dramatically during Obama's second term, though U.S. soldiers remained in Afghanistan throughout Obama's presidency. and continued as of 2018. Republicans took control of Senate over the 2014 elections, and Obama continued to grapple with congressional Republicans over government spending, immigration, judicial nominations, and other issues. During presidency, he reformed healthcare. On March 23, 2010, the Affordable Care Act revolutionized healthcare. By 2014, the economy benefited from having 95% of population on health insurance. The greater number of people receiving preventive care reduced the number of expensive visits to emergency rooms. That slows the rise of healthcare costs for everyone. That's because Medicaid reimburses hospitals for emergency care. Those are the most significant of Obamacare's 10 advantages. On July 14, 2015, Obama brokered a nuclear peace agreement with Iran. That meant Iran could no longer build a nuclear bomb in 3 months. Instead, it would take at least a year. In return, the United Nations lifted the economic sanctions it imposed in 2010. Trump is weakening the agreement to try and negotiate a better deal for the United States. On October 4, 2015, Obama's team negotiated the Trans-Pacific Partnership. It would have replaced NAFTA as the world's largest free trade agreement. It would have removed tariffs between the United States and 11 other countries that border Pacific Ocean. On January 23, 2017, Trump withdrew the United States from the agreement. The other countries are planning to continue the agreement anyway. Japan and the European Union are negotiating their own agreement. Obama launched the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership between the United States and the European Union. President Obama is by all appearances enjoying his post-White House life. In the last 14 months since he stepped out of the Oval Office, Obama's moments in the spotlight have been few and far between. The former president has been knee-deep in work on his foundation and recently returned from a week-long tour in Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. He also has been focused on his presidential library that will be built on Chicago's South Side. And friends and allies close to him say he's been spending much of his time on his memoir, which will pay Obama handsomely. He and the former First Lady reportedly received a record-breaking $65 million advance for a joint book deal with Penguin Random House's Crown Publishing Group. Obama also inked a deal last month with Netflix to produce a series of shows, a move that could put him more firmly in public eye going forward. Obama, whose soaring rhetoric helped lift him to presidency, is cashing in on that skill. While he's delivered some unpaid speeches, he's also rewarded at a rate of $400,000 per speech, including to Wall Street firms.
Hello, Chicago! It's good to be home. If I had told you 8 years ago that America would reverse a Great Recession, reboot our auto industry, and unleash the longest stretch of job creation in our history, If I had told you that we would open up a new chapter with the Cuban people, shut down Iran's nuclear weapons program without firing a shot, take out the mastermind of 9/11, if I had told you that we would win marriage equality and secure the right to health insurance for another 20 million of our fellow citizens, if I had told you all that, you might have said our sights were set a little too high. But that's what we did. I can't do that. After my election, there was talk of a post-racial America. And such a vision, however well intended, was never realistic. Race remains a potent and often divisive force in our society.